Helen Nesterenko from written.com, and I'm joined today by Soremekun, award-winning filmmaker, actress, entrepreneur, and the creator of Chick. Kai, how are you doing today?
It's going great.
Glad to hear that. Kai, you're the creator of Chick, award-winning web series. How did you come up with the idea for that? Can you share your story with us?
Wow, that's a long story. So let me see if I can tell a short version of that story. Basically, I was in a really unhealthy relationship for 3 years. And when I got out of the relationship, I realized, besides him being not really a great person, that I had some work to do on myself. So I just really committed to working on myself and figuring out what was going on with me that would allow me to stay in such an unhealthy relationship for so long. And in that process, I just really started to discover a lot about how we function as human beings, and realizing that we have so much power and potential as human beings. And it really got me excited about, where we could go and what we could do. And a lot of the things that I worked on for myself to make myself a better person, a more confident person, I just wanted to start sharing with others. So I started creating a site. It was first another site, and I basically just put a bunch of different exercises that I did to improve myself, in hopes that someone might find it and they might get some value out of it too. And then I was dealing with a ridiculous amount of anger around my relationship and my ex-boyfriend, and I'm a big believer in intuition. So my intuition basically told me to pack up myself and my dog and go to New York and hang out with my brother for a couple of months and write a screenplay. So I did that, even though I thought it was crazy. And I wrote this screenplay called Fantastica, and it was really about no, that's not true. It was called Guerrilla Girls. And it was about a bunch of girls that went around beating up asshole guys. And it was my therapy to work out all the anger I had. It was a horrific script, and it will never see the light of day. But out of that script, I pulled out one of the characters, and that character got developed into a feature film called Fantastica. And it was about this girl who wanted to be a superhero, and it was her way of trying to feel better about herself. I still have plans to do that feature film, but I wanted to do something smaller at first, and so I created this web series called Chick, which kind of follows her journey to the point where she eventually becomes a superhero. And it's her journey to get away from a bad relationship and really honor herself and her own dreams and see where those take her. So that's how it happened.
Can an effectively done web series help to market a service or product?
I am a huge believer in this because the first web series I actually ever created was for a book. It was a novel called The Timer Game, and the author of the book wanted to do something kind of unique to market her novel when it was coming out. So we did a lot of brainstorming, and we came up with this idea to create this web series. It was, I think, 19 episodes, and they were 2 minutes each, and it was a prequel to the novel. So in the web series, you basically got to meet the main characters of the novel and learn about their journey and their life up to the beginning of where the book starts. So the last episode of the web series ended with a cliffhanger, and in order to find out what happened, you had to read the book. So that was the very first time that I used web content to kind of market a product. And I'm also going to do it with my own web series because I'm really passionate about human potential. And so I want to use the entertainment that, will draw people in and give them enjoyment in the web series and tie that into products or services that they could maybe use in their real life to really tap into their own potential as human beings, because that's kind of the overall theme of the whole project, is to realize your full potential and your purpose for being here. So I'm a huge believer, and I think the more you can do it in an entertaining way, the more you draw people in, you gain their trust, and you get them really interested in what you're doing and how you can help them and how they can improve their life.
How do you come up with a story for a web series?
I mean, I shared mine, which is really personal. I'm a huge believer in coming up with things that are in some way deeply connected to you, because I think that helps carry you through the moments where things aren't so easy and they're tough. If you're really passionate about something and you really care about it and you believe in it, I think using those as like the base or the seeds for whatever type of web show you might create is hugely important. So like if you are in love with cooking, then, you know, I would do a web series on cooking, because that's something that you care about and it feeds your soul. So I would say that's the first place to start to look for when you're trying to develop some sort of show.
What is the best way to create an effective web series? Can you outline the steps?
The steps to create an effective web series. Oh my gosh. Well, I actually said this on my panel too. You know, when you start shooting is the most expensive time. So if you, as much as you can do before you start shooting, the better off you'll be. So I always tell people, you know, prepare as much as you can. Your prep is like, is so valuable. Explore every angle of what your show is about in that stage, so that when the unexpected comes up, which it will when you're shooting, you'll more than likely have a much better ability to come up with a great solution, a great answer to the challenge that you face. So great story or a great outline or a great idea is the first step, I would say, and getting that down on paper and really being tough on yourself at that stage, getting a lot of feedback from people that you respect and you think their opinion has value. And then I am a big fan of like visually pleasing video, even if you're doing like a talk show or something. Like I just, and you know, with the technology we have today, it's so easy, like, you know, make things enticing and fun for people to look at. So spend some time on that, and then make sure you develop and get a really strong, even if it's a small crew, surrounding you. People that are better than you are always the ideal, so that they can raise your game and help challenge you to be the best you can be. But having a bit of a support around you is hugely important. I've done things all by myself. You can do it, but it's hard. And you end up at the end of the day being exhausted. So the more you can find people to support you, even if it's a few people, that's always great. And then just shoot it, you know, like get out there and shoot your stuff. Even if it's your first time, you know, maybe it's not going to be the greatest, but there's a learning curve and there's a process to developing yourself as a filmmaker in terms of what you do. So the only way you're really going to improve on that is to shoot stuff. And then tell everybody and their mother. And keep sharing it and believing in it, and, you know, put it out into the world.
Thank you for the interview. It was great to have you today, Kai, and good luck with your creation.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Written.com.